This land is your land. This land is my land. How a message of unity is actually the wedge between two groups dueling for land in the wide open desert. There is much to get to on this Thursday evening. A local legend in the hospital and the governor back in meetings with union leaders in North Las Vegas. I'm Olivia Fierro.
I'm John Huck, and we're going to get to all those stories and more in a moment. But first, a story that has captured national headlines and is continuing to stir controversy in a rural part of southern Nevada.
The root of the issue is a 20-year-long battle between a farmer and the federal government. Rancher Cliven Bundy has refused to pay grazing rights for his cattle that roam the public land surrounding his 160-acre farm. Now, he believes his animals have a right to be there since the family settled that area before the Bureau of Land Management was even created.
But the BLM considers the animals as trespass cattle, and since Bundy will not pay $1 million in grazing fees accrued over the years, officials have now hired cowboys and helicopters to round those cattle up. Fox 5's Lindsay Curtis picks up the story from there, joining us live from Bunkerville. It's about 90 miles north of Las Vegas, and Lindsay, things got heated up there recently.
John, Olivia, there's really two battles waging here in Bunkerville. The first is about the Bureau of Land Management rounding up these cattle that they say are trespassing on public land. The other is about the agency corralling people into this First Amendment area that you see behind me as they defend their constitutional rights.
BLM obviously does not respect the Constitution of the United States. Otherwise, they would have not made this little box for us and expect us to stay in it.
Clutching the sign originally posted by the Bureau of Land Management, Ammon Bundy addresses a crowd of about 75 protesters. They've traveled from all over the country to defend Bundy's father, rancher Cliven Bundy, as he fights to get his cattle back from BLM rangers. They're rounding up the cows, claiming Bundy failed to pay more than $1 million in grazing fees, piling up since 1993.
These are heavily armed individuals with fully automatic weapons.
While agents may be armed with weapons, this group is armed with cell phones and iPads, recording this video of agents getting violent, even using a stun gun on a member of the Bundy family Wednesday.
They were trying to stick the German Shepherd on him and his cousin and his pregnant sister, and he was kicking at the German Shepherd and then they tased him.
Bunkerville native Danielle Heath saw it all happen. She's having trouble understanding why the BLM is keeping her in this pen.
I think it's a joke. The First Amendment, for our First Amendment rights, we can do that anywhere. We should not have a designated spot where we're told we can speak our minds.
One of many in the group wondering why local and state leaders aren't stepping in. Senator Dean Heller and Governor Brian Sandoval have both released written statements expressing their disappointment at how ugly this situation has become. Protesters say that the BLM did remove their First Amendment zone signs after those statements were released, but the rangers are still keeping people far away from their cattle roundup efforts, which could last through mid-May. Reporting live, Lindsay Curtis, Fox 5 News Local, Las Vegas.
We will continue to follow the story. Lindsay, thank you. Ranchers have set an organized protest to be held this Saturday. It's going to start at 4 p.m. at the Federal Building on Las Vegas Boulevard and Clark. The Bundy family invites anyone to rally behind them. And we spoke over the phone today with representatives from the BLM. We will hear from them coming up at 5.